Good morning. It's Thursday, and as you can see, I'm in my office. It's a little bit later than I normally would record this, I think, but just thought I'd share a few thoughts today. If you would please subscribe to the channel. You'll get notified when I do videos. Like the video by hitting that thumbs up, not the thumbs down. Share it if you would. Today, got a lot of rambling thoughts going on. First of all, I just want to comment that there's a lot of disturbing things going on, both domestically and internationally right now, that gives us all reason to pause. You might remember yesterday I mentioned that some of the stuff that's going on was anticipated. We should have known it. And then today I saw a poll that indicated that 1 out of 11 people that voted for Biden now regret that they voted for Biden. And as I said yesterday, he said he was going to do what he's done. He's done what he said, and it's terrible. But that's not a political statement. It's an acknowledgement of the state of the country. Gas prices are very high. Prices of everything is very high. Not only are prices high, but confidence in America is low. Morale is down. And where do we turn? We should turn to God, and I'm just saying that, a lot of people are saying that Trump is the answer and Trump needs to come back. Trump's not God, I think God had his hand on Trump. I think that Trump did a lot of things with a good spiritual mindset. I think he did it for moral reasons. I think that the attacks on him were actually the beginning of what we're seeing now, which is a big, massive battle of good versus evil. I remember many, many years ago, I'm talking about in the 90s, I was deeply involved with a business group, and we would have weekend conferences, and at every weekend conference, we would make arrangements for everybody, no matter what their religion is, to have worship on Sundays. And whether you were Buddhist, Muslim, Jewish, whatever, Christian, I always went to the Christian. Now, what I had to do, what Catholics have to do, is we have to go to Mass on Saturday in between sessions. So we get our Mass in with the Eucharist, receive the Eucharist, then we can go to the Christian service. And at that Christian service, I remember very well, a lot of times the preachers would always talk about this battle going on between good versus evil. And, the fact that if you take every situation that you're involved in, you can look at it from a spiritual dimension and see that in essence, it's going to be a battle, a decision between doing good or evil, following God or following Satan. And St. Ignatius, who founded the Jesuits, and I'm not going to get into the Jesuit thing right now, I'm just talking about St. Ignatius, he called it, which standard are you going to follow? And if you were ever in the military, you know that when you're in a platoon, one guy carries the little flag for the platoon. That's the standard. He's the standard bearer. And you follow that flag. And St. Ignatius said, well, he had a military background, so he said, well, are you going to follow the God of the flag, the standard of Jesus, or of Satan? That's your choice. And that choice is still available to us today. And so why do I bring this up? Well, when you look at very famous people who are out there in a lot of ways. Let's take just one for example, a very wealthy, very, very, very wealthy person, Bill Gates. Okay, so the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, historically, like for many, many, many years, have been trying to put forth issues of population control, contraception available worldwide, abortion available worldwide. This is just part of their foundation, and that's evil. This stuff is evil. So you counter that with strong Christian principles to combat that, and you just don't buy into the fact that they're doing good, because they're not doing good. And now you hear that Bill Gates has been invested in the whole vaccination thing for 10, 20 years, and that he's making beaucoup money over this whole thing with the vaccinations. And so what I say is, if you want to know what's behind something, follow the money. Follow the money. Who's making money off of things? If you follow the money, you will get to the heart of some things. I think that there's a lot of people doing a lot of things right now for monetary reasons. And I'm not going to go in and name names, but I will say that there are another group of people who are doing things not for money reasons. And let me tell you what I'm talking about. There's a lawyer. He's 68 years old. He's been a lawyer for 40 years, like me. And his name is Lynn Wood. And he's been at the forefront of trying to unravel what happened on November the 3rd. Okay? Now, he's been trashed in the media. I mean, absolutely trashed. He's been sued by the manufacturer of voting machines. I'm not going to say their name. They may throw me off the platform. He's been sued for billions of dollars and all this. He continues to move forward because he's doing what he thinks is right. I got a Telegram post from him today that basically said, don't trust me, trust God. Don't trust Trump, trust God. And it was a very spiritual posting. And you could tell that he's got his vertical alignment right. God first, family second, and then job or whatever. Where so many people have that vertical alignment mixed up. They don't put God first. They put job first. They work on Sundays rather than worship God on Sundays. And some people have to work on Sundays. I understand that. But you don't do it as an either or. If you have to work on Sundays, you work on Sundays. But you still go to church. You still worship God on Sundays. There's so many people that replace the work, replace God with the work, and they don't worship God, and they lose the spiritual dimension of their alignment, which requires us to put God first. Those people have put a false God in their life above all else. And I'm not judging them. I'm just saying that that's what they've done. And what happens in those cases, you wind up getting disoriented with respect to right and wrong. And oftentimes you default to the wrong side instead of the right side. Now, let me just tell you that, let's just take practicing law, for example. When I was a young lawyer, I was very aggressive. And it was always win, 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 win. And I was obnoxious. I'll tell you right now, I was not the kind of lawyer that you wanted to be up against, because I was not going to give you a break. If you needed a break, I was not giving it to you. I was defending my clients or representing my clients, and I was just determined, and I was invested in it emotionally. As I got older, I realized that's really not the way to be successful. The way to be successful is to try to find the middle ground. There's actually a book called Can You Be Catholic and a Lawyer at the Same Time? And what the book says is there's such an adversarial nature of lawyering that you need to find the place where you can find agreement in the practice of law. When you find that place where there is agreement, at that point, then you can operate in a sense of morality and with a warm spirit, one that doesn't leave you twisted inside. And it's like that in a lot of different jobs that we have. We leave our job and we're totally frustrated at the end of the day because we're putting too much pressure on the job rather than trying to find where can I serve God through this job. And in the world today, just look around. Who do you think it was, God or Satan, controlling all those Antifa riots? Just saying. You decide. I know where my answer is. You decide. That's an evidence of good versus evil. When you have a governor of a state saying that he is going to allow abortion immediately after birth, which is killing a person, do you think that comes from God or Satan? Just saying. You can look at these issues from both sides, the good and the wrong. And most of the time, if you default to the good side, you feel good about it. You have a good spirit. That's where spirituality comes from. That's the moral decision. To me, morality is knowing right from wrong, choosing right. That's when you make the good moral decision. Anyway, enough pontificating today. I hope you like these thoughts. I try to keep them around 10 minutes. We're at 11 and a half now. Maybe I'll expound on this a little bit more at a later date. But if you enjoy these thoughts that I'm sharing with you, hit the thumbs up button. If you would subscribe to the channel, you'll be notified. And I appreciate you checking in with me today. You have a wonderful day, and just remember that God loves you, and I do too. Bye-bye.